Hey guys, Bob here. Got a little tip for you guys at drag race. I use these aftermarket wheels. Like for instance, these are Weld wheels, Star Drag Stars, I think they're called. These have been on the car for a couple of years now, and whenever you torque them down, these are real soft aluminum, and it'll get a little rough edge around these lug nut holes. And when you go to remount the wheel on the car, sometimes that lug nut, it's a shank lug nut, fits down in the hole. It can rub on that, making it a little bit difficult, like it almost makes you feel like you're cross threading it. So what I do, I take a rat tail file, and all I do is just gently, doing this with my left hand, just try to knock that edge down a little bit, go all around. You can, matter of fact, you can even see, well, I can, I don't know if you can really see it in that camera, it's got a couple of edges. And it even feels like it's raised up a little bit. So yeah, just try to knock that edge down a little bit. That'll make your lug nuts go in a lot easier. Don't get crazy, because then you'll go out around. Just knock that edge down right on this edge. It'll be a lot easier to get these wheels on and get the lug nuts up and tight. Now I have one more trick to show you coming up next. Went around each wheel at an angle, because I'm only cutting the edge off. Just knocking that burr on the edge out, that's all. You don't want to go straight down like that. You want to go to the edge. Knock that burr down, guys. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to run the lug nuts along a tap and clean them up. These lug nuts need to be replaced. Yeah, look, they look terrible. They really do need to replace those, but for right now we're gonna go with them. I'll have to make a list to buy some, because I need to get this car ready for the track. But I do want to clean them, chase the threads. So let me get you set up here and I'll show you what we're talking about. Look at the dirt that was in that lug nut. Ain't that something? That's a no-no, you don't want that. So let me screw it back off and run it across there one more time. Okay, I just ran it through a second time. And you want to run it through in the direction that the lug nut would be going on, always. And a little bit of dirt came out, but that's a much better. And I was able to run it up by hand this time. Last time I had to use that crescent wrench. So I think we've got this one good to go. Let's move on to the next one. And here's the second one. You see a lot of dirt came out on it also. Wow, a few little metal shavings even. Let's continue on. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and order another set of lug nuts for the front only. I'm not gonna order for the back because I don't have those off. Not planning on taking those off. The slicks on the back look good. What happened, I put some brand new skinnies on the front, so I had to take the wheels off of that, but I'll leave the back alone for right now. But this is a open end lug nut, which is what you've got to have for drag racing, so the stud can stick through. It's by rule. And the shank is a 1/2 inch by 20, and the shank is, as you can see right there, is a 1/2 inch deep. I'm going to order 3/4 inch shank if I can find them, because I've got room, and plus it being an open lug nut, it's going to stick through anyway, as long as it bottoms out on the back of the hub. That's all that matters. Well, does it bottom out? Actually, that's what they put washers. You buy washers to space it. You don't want it to bottom out. What am I thinking? But anyway, we'll order those 3/4 inch shank, and after I'll put, some of these have 2 washers on them anyway. So if I have to, I will put 2 washers. Okay, so I was digging through my stash of lug nuts, new and used, for a variety of different vehicles. And I found 2 washers. They're used. As you'll notice, it says wheel side right there, and the other side does not say that. So this side goes out. Obviously, this side here faces towards the wheel, like this, I guess is what I meant to say. So there's 2 washers. I broke one, and I think there was another one beat up. So that'll help a lot right there. Okay, now that I've got all the lug nuts good and cleaned out, I'm going to do the same thing to the lug threads, the lug studs. And you'll notice these are the the long 3-inch long, which is what the rules require. That's the reason for the open lug nuts. They want the lug nut to stick through, the stud to stick through the lug nut, and all of them to be the same, which is why I was puzzled why this car has one washer on one lug nut and two on the other, but never had any problem with the inspector. They always, as long as they saw it sticking out, they seemed to be okay. Now this here is a 1/2 inch by 20 die, D-I-E, 1/2 inch by 20, and as you can see, this end here is open. See the little at the top of it, tapered? That's the end that goes on the lug nut. Let me do this with my right hand because I don't want to strip this. And you just simply screw it on and go through each wheel, and that'll clean the threads. And run a lug nut across it also, just to make sure everything's good. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna come back to you guys when I'm done. We're getting ready to put the wheel on here in just a little bit. Oh yeah, my radiator sprung a leak, so I had to order a radiator. Let me see right there. A little drip. I have no idea. Started the car, run fine, and just started dripping. They won't let you race it like that and cross it with the crash. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I ran this lug nut on, and that's about how far they stick out when they're tight. You get the wheels tight. I ran it on over top of the die. So that's the purpose for having the open lug nut on these drag racing cars. I'm thinking probably the round track cars would do the same thing. The inspector and the tire changer and the round track guys needs to know that the lug nuts are on correctly. Okay guys, so I went on and ordered some new lug nuts from Amazon, and they came in today. So let's get this box open and see what they look like. And that's the car right there that we're going to install them on. Well, they shipped them in a bag, a little postal office bag. They're supposed to be new. Yeah, they look new. That looks right. Got the thick washers. Wheel side. Let's see if we can get a couple of them installed, see how they look. Okay, so I've already broken this lug nut loose. This is one of the newer ones that I put on the other day, and I'll show you here in a minute. Brand new lug nut out. While we're replacing it, if you'll notice this one, that's the wrong one, okay. Of course, we'll go back and torque them when we get them installed, right? Get the new ones installed, I should say. So this one was actually a new one, but it had a longer head on it. And the lug nut wasn't sticking out the same as the others. And I'll show you here in just a second. Even though this is a perfectly fine lug nut, I need to have all of the lug nuts sticking out the same for tech, so it'll pass tech, like we explained earlier. All right, you see that's a shorter. This one here is the new one that just came in today. This one's got a longer head, so this one here is the one I want to install. Now we've got to make sure we got good depth. I think we do. Yeah, we do. Just to be sure, brought some tools with me here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this down till it hits the wheel. All right, there we go. And with the washer on there, it's going to be just fine. It's not going to bottom out on the wheel before it pokes through. So As you can see, we got a little clearance there, about 1/4 of an inch or so. Actually, it's not that much. Let me lock that down. All right, so I got it locked down. Yeah, maybe 1/4 inch. That's gonna work fine, guys. That is going to work just fine. So let's put this in, let's install this. Sometimes on these new lug nuts, you got to chase threads. I was reading the comments, there was some 1-star comments for just that reason. Guy said it wouldn't thread on, but that one seems to be going on okay. Looks like my brand new tires lost a little bit of air. That's not good. I'm gonna put these on by hand. I prefer to put these on by hand so we won't strip anything. Change over to the get on there. Oh, don't tell me that's not going to go on. How about that? Let me go find a deep well socket. That one's too tight. How about that? There we go. That one will work. Got, you know, the adapter to fit that 1/2 inch drive though. Alrighty. The reason I don't have a 1/2 inch drive deep socket is because it's broken right now. I got a nuts jammed in it. I need to press out. All right, there you have it. I'm gonna put a mark on that so I know which one I replaced. I think we're okay. So we got these two are good. I'm gonna replace all of these guys, but you see how it does. How it does. Purchase the new lug nuts. Solves your problem. All right, folks, that's gonna be enough for this video. I hope you guys got something out of that. Let me get my torque wrench out, and I'll go ahead and replace all of these lug nuts, and then we will be good to go. Folks, scroll down, look at some of the other videos we got. We got a lot of helpful stuff on the channel. And a lot of car shows, swap meets, junkyard crawls, all kind of stuff, something for everybody. So scroll down and check it out. We just did a radiator on this car. I don't know if I'm gonna post that video or not. I kind of rushed through it because I was in a hurry. I may not post that video, but a lot of cool stuff on the channel. Hope you guys like that. Hit that thumbs up button and share these videos, folks. Okay, Bob out.